The 3rd of July, year 756. Ever since I was a kid, I dreamed of becoming a diamond-class adventurer. After a white-haired man saved me from a flood and told me he was one, I made it my goal to be just like him. Now I'm 32, and I'm still not there yet. Yesterday, I finally got promoted to gold class. I joined the guild when I was 16, starting from wood class and moving through stone, iron, bronze, silver, and now gold. The 4th of July, year 756. At the guild today, I was checking out the quest board. Most of the jobs were pretty standard, getting rid of rats in someone's basement, hunting wild hogs, and so on. But one quest seemed odd. It was to collect a flower from the forest west of the tunnel. The reward was insanely high, 2,000 gold coins. I thought it had to be a mistake. I asked the staff, but they said it was correct. The quest had been up for over a century. Maybe it was posted by a vampire or an elf. The 5th of July, year 756, I took the quest. 2,000 gold coins is too good to pass up. I couldn't find anyone to take me directly to the forest, but a guy agreed to drop me at the cave for 2 silver coins. A bit pricey, but I was the only passenger. The 6th of July, year 756. We left early in the morning and reached the cave in about 3 hours. There was only one hut around. I figured I'd ask for advice. An old man lived there, and he wasn't too friendly at first. But when I told him I was going to the forest, he looked worried. He warned me not to go, saying it wasn't worth it, but wouldn't explain why. He just told me to turn back. Ignoring him, I entered the cave. It was dark and empty, not even rats. I got through quickly, but when I emerged, it was almost sunset, even though it was noon when I entered. The place was eerily quiet, just my heartbeat. I set up camp. The 7th of July, year 756. I must have been really tired because I fell asleep right away. Today, I'm looking for the flower. The quest said, it's near a giant tree. The forest is so dense I can't see much. I climbed a tree to get a better view and spotted the giant tree to the north. I've been walking for hours, maybe 2 or 3, and this place is giving me the creeps. A while later, I found a corpse. It was too decayed to tell if it was a man or a woman, but the clothes suggested a woman. I buried the body and marked the spot with a tree bark. Hopefully, she finds peace. It's almost sunset again. I've been walking all day and still haven't reached the giant tree. Time to set up camp again. The 8th of July, year 756, I checked my food supplies and realized I only have enough for 2 days. I climbed a tree again. The giant tree looks closer, maybe a few more miles. This place is getting creepier by the minute. I've seen dozens of dead bodies, mostly bones. How old are they? Does the guild know about this? All the bodies have one thing in common: missing arms. What kind of creature or tribe does that? I need to stay alert. I don't want to end up like them. Sword in hand, I continued forward. The 9th of July, year 756, I spent the night on edge, every rustle and snap of a twig making my heart race. The forest's atmosphere was suffocating, the silence pressing down on me. I set out early, determined to reach the giant tree today. After a few hours, I started to feel like I was being watched. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and an uneasy chill crept down my spine. I quickened my pace, trying to shake off the feeling. Then, I saw it. A grotesque figure emerging from the shadows of the trees. Its skin was a sickly, mottled gray, and its eyes glowed an unnatural green. But the most horrifying part was how it moved crawling on all fours, its hands clearly those of different men, stitched together in a grotesque mosaic of stolen limbs. The creature's body was a twisted, nightmarish collage of muscle and bone, like it had been assembled from the remains of countless victims. The realization hit me. This was the monster responsible for all the missing arms. It was the guardian of the flower. I drew my sword, but my hands were shaking. The creature let out a guttural growl, and before I could react, it lunged at me with terrifying speed. Its stolen hands clawed at me, and I fought back desperately, slashing at it with all my strength. But it was too strong. It knocked me to the ground, and I felt a sharp pain as it tore at my flesh. My vision blurred, and I knew I was losing too much blood. The creature's eyes bore into mine, filled with a chilling intelligence. With a final, agonizing rip, it tore off both of my arms. I collapsed beside a rock, my life slipping away. As darkness closed in, I could only think of my unfinished dream, the flower just out of reach.